Another loop is repeating execution or repeating a process with for loop. This is very important for repetitive work. So here again we'll see using example, because this example also shows the basic structure. You see there is a keyword for here, there is a variable or an index or an object here after for. This object will be selected from some list or tuples or something. Then for each x from this, then the next statement will be executed. So here m is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Therefore for x in m, so the first x in m is 1. Okay. Then 1 is in m, then you will print 1. Next 2 will be printed, next 3 will be printed, then 5 will be printed, and next 6 will be printed. Then if all object in this list is executed, then it will stop the loop. Another example for here for t in range of 10. So this means range of 10 means from 0 up to 10. Also for t in this range from 0, 1, 2 up to 9, then it will print this t. Also here after it finishes the loop, the code on line number 3 will be executed, which says that it is finished, right? So the range function give you 0 from 0 to 9, which is a number between the first 10 integers. For example, here if we say for t in range from 1 to 10, it started from 1 and it ends again at 9. So the code on line number 3 will be executed. It is outside of the for loop. Here we'll see the use of break in the for loop. Let's say you want to find an object in a given list. Once you get the object, why do you need to continue for the loop? So you have to break the loop. Let's say here a list containing A, B, C, and D. So for element in this list, that means search an element in this list. If that element is empty space, then print incomplete. Otherwise, once you get the empty space, the loop will stop. For example, there is no empty space in the list, then the for loop will be executed until all the objects in the list are checked. Finally, you will get the last statement, which is loop is done. You see? So how this for loop goes? The first element is A. Is A empty space? The answer is no. Is B empty space? No. Then it will print. The third one is C. Is C empty space? No. Again, it will print. And it will continue like this one. Once it completes the list, then the execution will be outside of the for loop, which is equal to loop is done. Here is an example. This is another list. Contains A, B, again empty space, C, D. So for element in the list, the first element, for example, is A. Is A empty space? The answer is no. Print that element. The next element is B. Is B empty space? No. Then you print that element. Next, it is empty space. Is this element empty space? The answer is yes. Then it prints incomplete and the loop will break. That means the execution will jump to line number 7. Another example, instead of break, we may want to continue for checking an object in a list. This example, which is similar to the previous one, it has an element A, B, empty space, C, and D. So for the element in the list, it checks whether that element is empty space or not. If it is empty set, it will print the statement incomplete. Then again, it will continue checking, right? So in this particular case, the first element is A is not empty space. Then it will jump by printing to this one. Again, the second element is B is not empty space. Again, it will print B. The next one is indeed empty space. Then it prints this line number 4, which is incomplete. Again, it will continue for checking. That means C, print C, D, again print D. Then at last, it will finish checking the list. Then it will print line number 7. Yes. So for interrupting unnecessary loop and for continuing, this key term break and continue are very important in coding. So as we have seen that for loop contains finite list or finite object. In the case of looping using while, it will be very nice to use it for an object or for a list which is not predetermined. So here in our example, again, there is a keyword while, then there is a statement which is Boolean, which is either true or false. So while this statement is true, the next statement will be executed. Here, for example, A is 0. While A is less than 10 means is 0 less than 10, the answer is yes. Therefore, it will print 0. And here, this one, A is equal to A plus 1 means it will update A from 0 to 1. The next one, then A is now, it becomes equal to 1. So is A or is 1 less than 10? Yes, it is true. Therefore, the next statement will be executed. That means it will print 1. Also, it updates A to 2. Again, it will be in the loop as far as A is less than 10. Now A is 2, 2 is less than 10, then print 2. Then A will be 3, 3 is less than 10, and so on and so on. So if the first element, if A is equal to 10, for example, 10 is not less than 10, therefore directly it will print the statement end, right? So here you can see that A is 0, A is 1, A is 2, and so on and so on. When A is equal to 9, that means A plus 1. Here A plus 1 is 10, because when A is equal to 9, A plus 1 will be 10. Therefore, 10 cannot be less than this one. So this is the answer. Now, another example here, we have empty list. It is an empty list here. The use of for loop. For letter in this word, okay, you see this is a string. So we can pick letters from this string. Now we can append M. That means update this empty list by a letter from this string. So the first letter or the first element in this string is W, then we will update. So let us see what is the result here. You see the first letter is W, the next letter is this one, and this one, and this one. So we have this. So the above can be developed in a simple manner, which is known as list compression. That means instead of using this structure, you can use directly here letter. That means it will create a list, okay, with letter, which is that letter is taken from the word. So print n. So this is the same as using the for loop in the previous structure. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.